Now, I know that the world isn't that great right now, but I don't want you to lose hope. Please don't lose hope. I see three main issues in the world today. They most certainly are not the only issues, but they are the most troubling to me. And I think to make the quickest, most effective change, we must address these immediately. Environmental destruction, global conflict, and the current means of survival. So what is it that lies behind these things? Through my experiences in education, I've come to find that money lies at the root of each of these issues. Money, however, has been necessary for the function of contemporary society. It's been used as a common denominator for the exchange of goods and services where trade would not provide a mutual benefit. There we go. For example, here we can see the individuals involved in food production and distribution. For me to receive food, which is a product of their services, I must exchange with them something of value to them. But let's say that I manufacture prosthetic limbs. Unfortunately for me, these individuals would not currently benefit from a prosthetic limb, and they're not interested in any other goods or services that I have. Fortunately, money, as the common denominator, allows me to convert my service into a currency that I can then exchange. Unlike a prosthetic limb, money serves of value to them because they themselves may use it to exchange for the goods and services of other people. So we can see that money is necessary for a developed society. Without it, we would each have to be our own doctors, lawyers, engineers, and the list goes on and on. How, though, is money affecting environmental destruction, global conflict, and the current means of survival? And most importantly, how can we address these issues? Money, however necessary, has unfortunately corrupted human existence. The influence of money has brought on ways of life that are destroying our planet. Because of it, we are implementing our current development in an unsustainable way. For example, despite our discoveries of more renewable sources of energy, we continue using outdated ones. Instead of implementing and creating more sustainable, newer sources of energy, the powers that maintain the energy sources maintain older technologies in fear of losing their profits. Similarly, the individuals who rely on these industries to survive also fear the use of alternate sources of energy. In keeping profits, we are rapidly exhausting the limited resources on this planet. Money doesn't only affect the health of our planet, but it affects human life on both a personal and a global level. Consider the effect of money on global conflict. Although many factors come into play, conflicts within countries and between other countries undoubtedly have underlying financial influences. War, for example, while being a financially influenced struggle for power, is also entirely sustained through money. A military requires funding to create the means of war and to incentivize citizens into participating. So where does this money come from? We, the citizens, with our hard-earned money, fund the military. We fund the conflict. So the true power supposedly lies in the people. While many individuals do support war, those who oppose it have no option but to contribute their money into this destructive cause. And it is because we are enslaved to the powers that carry out these actions, and we are enslaved through money. This system imposes itself on everyone, whether we support it or not. Our survival is maintained through the system, which in turn is maintained through money. Essentially, money is survival. There we go. Because it provides everything, if individuals wish to live comfortably, they must actively seek money. If we want food, shelter, or any of the comforts of life we possess today, we must find a job, and we must earn an income. This form of survival, though, presents an issue. Relying on money to survive makes individuals depend on a system that forces a life of labor, whether they enjoy it or not. In our most primitive instincts, one relentlessly seeks the best survival, regardless if it brings genuine happiness. Surviving undoubtedly provides an innate happiness. That happiness, though, simply satisfies instincts. Self-fulfillment, however, produces a more profound happiness, which satisfies conscious, true desires. Living to simply survive, which is what many people in our society do today, limits one's potential for ultimate happiness. As long as primitive instincts drive human existence, money, the means to survive, will govern the lives of many people. How then can we free ourselves from our enslavement to money? Through the evolution of technology, not only could we provide free survival to everyone, but eventually most goods and services too. Like anything in life, there's the potential for positive and negative effects. Although technology can undoubtedly obliterate all of humanity and this planet, it can indisputably save us too. As an example, take the current means of food production. If we slowly took each step in food production and gradually replaced it with self-sustaining organic technologies, because we can exploit this machinery indefinitely, we could eventually replace all human labor behind food production and distribution and provide free food to everyone. Following this same model, the ultimate idea is to eventually replace all unnecessary human labor with organic, self-sustaining technologies. Now, I do understand that our current use of technologies is detrimental to the resources on our planet. But through further development, we will exponentially improve our technologies to reduce and eventually eliminate any environmental impact. I want to talk a little about the rate of progress of technology. So, to show you that it's possible to create organic self-sustaining technologies. Here's a TRS-80 from 1977. It has a memory of 4 kilobytes. Now, here's an Apple iMac from 2014 with a memory of 1 terabyte. So, 1 terabyte is over 1 billion kilobytes. In 37 years, which is not that much, there has been an incredible exponential increase in memory capacity. What is currently one of our most sophisticated mainstream technologies, in a few years will be entirely obsolete. Now, I do acknowledge that technological progress is not the same across different fields, but this is simply a point of reference to show you the exponential improvement of technology within a relatively small time frame. So it is possible to create organic, self-sustaining technologies. Also, before I move on, I want to make a quick point that law, healthcare, and educational systems will always be necessary, despite the replacement of labor. Cultivating the mind is vital in humanity's evolution, and the means to achieve that must always be present. I, however, will save that for another time. It is of prime importance that everyone on this planet may survive without struggle and pursue their true desires. As human beings, we are much too intelligent to spend our entire lives enslaved to a survival system. We are meant for much more than that, and we can create that for ourselves. Imagine everything we could achieve. Individuals could pursue full-time parenting. Or they could spend their time studying, learning, and pursuing the sciences. Think of all of the child prodigies across the world whose potential is wasted just because they don't have the resources to nurture that potential. If everyone possessed those resources, we could nurture everyone's potential to their fullest capacity. Individuals could explore our beautiful planet and meet new people. Experiencing different cultures and ways of life opens one's mind and builds a more profound unification between peoples worldwide. Individuals could pursue the arts. They would dramatically flourish if everyone had that opportunity. And even if they truly want, they can continue in physical labor. But they'll be doing this because they want to, not because they have to. Or even, if it truly makes them happy, they can lay on the couch all day and do nothing. Among all of society, individuals possess an immense range of interests. Although an occupational structure would no longer exist, if all 7 billion people pursue their self-fulfillment, due to our massive size and diversity, there would always exist individuals who are fulfilled in servicing humanity. Look at all the people today that already do that. Each one of us has our own perception of happiness. While some might be happy working a 9-to-5 job for 50 years and then retiring, other individuals may be miserable living this lifestyle. Human life is incredibly precious, and we should never be subjected to an unwanted way of life. Some might argue that technology has presented many issues, and I agree. But also, look at some of the problems from the past it has helped resolve. Humanity will always face new challenges in any evolutionary stage. Any system will always present new issues, but each time we will move closer to global solidarity and ultimate happiness. When the means of production become self-sustainable organic technologies maintained by individuals pursuing their fulfillment, humanity may enjoy life as it's meant to be enjoyed, free and happy. So, I want to ask you all a question, and I want you to consider it very deeply. If money didn't exist, if you never had to think about money, what would you be doing right